Do you want to move to the country but the stereotype of country living scares you? If so, stay tuned to this video to get my honest opinion of 5 things you may hate about living in the country so that you can start to understand the lifestyle changes to expect and ensure you don't gamble with a decision you may regret later. At the end of this video, I will be sharing something that may have you second guessing if the country life is for you that even affected me growing up. Hi there, I'm Megan Proper and I'm a local realtor helping buyers find their own piece of country paradise here in Huron and Perth County. If you haven't watched my video about 5 things that I love about living in the country, I encourage you to check that out so you have some insights into the pros and now the cons. You can find the link below. One thing about country living is that it's easy to sniff at the manure. If you make the move to the country, don't be surprised at slow-moving vehicles trucking down the road with manure tanks. Yes, it can be smelly, but in order to grow good crops and keep the farms clean, they will be spreading manure in the fields of all kinds. And let's be realistic, it's usually only certain times of the year that you smell this. It's also not unusual to smell someone having a campfire or burning brush from cleaning up their property in the spring or after a big storm. If you fully embrace the country life, I promise that these smells will not bother you in the slightest. But until then, just plug your nose. Number 4 is the convenience of and to amenities. Bust out your own coffee because you're not going to be walking to the Starbucks up the street or calling an Uber for 24-hour takeout deliveries. Small communities may only have 1 or 2 grocery stores, a post office, and some small businesses. Some rural communities may not have any transit options whatsoever. This means that you will need to have your own car and to travel outside your town to get all the products and services you need, which takes added time and money for gas. The roads may not even be friendly to bicycles or pedestrians. I grew up where I needed a ride to anything and everything, so getting my full license as soon as possible was a really big milestone. You have more space in a rural area, which is great, but that also means that you now have more home and property maintenance to take care of. I grew up having to cut firewood most weekends to keep the wood stove running, helping my parents upkeep things, anything from routine maintenance of cars, tractors, and our home. At the time, I felt like I was cutting grass every second day to keep up. Gardens need weeding, flowers need watering, and the property to-do list never seemed to end. As I enjoy being overly busy most of the time, some others may not enjoy the thought of always having something to do instead of going to work and coming home to relax. Number 2 on my list is wildlife. I can't say I'm a big fan of all wildlife, but I deal with the ones that I can't avoid. I grew up digging in the dirt, playing with worms and toads. I don't like crunchy bugs or listening to the trees hum full of June bugs, but I do love seeing deer or foxes in the field, wild turkeys crossing in the road, or watching my daughter explore all the little critters around her. I have blood that mosquitoes thoroughly enjoy, and the amount of flies that seem to appear daily can be frustrating at times. Some nights you can even hear a pack of coyotes howling in the distance. Be aware that country living can bring unexpected birds, bats, and bugs into your living space from time to time. My number 1 flaw of the country is that it can get lonely. There could be times that you miss the vibrancy and diversity of the city, such as the exciting nightlife and the community events going on every weekend. Not to mention that there may be only 1 restaurant nearby, or you may not be able to enjoy some of your favorite activities or hobbies as there may not be a place nearby to practice or a group of people who share your same interests. Growing up, I luckily had a best friend that lived near me, but in order to visit any other people or get to any nearby town, I needed a ride, which got lonely at times over the summer break. You definitely have to make a bigger effort to connect with others when you live in the country. Are you ready to move to a rural community, or are you learning that city living may be more convenient for you? Every type of community has its ups and downs, so be sure to have a good discussion of what's best for your family's needs. Look out for my next video where I'm going to be talking about buying a house with rentable land. If you're looking to make your next move to the country or just want to have a conversation if rural living could be the right fit for you, reach out to me and let's chat. You can find my contact information in the description below, and I'm looking forward to helping you and your family move to the country.